Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today and reveal some truth about the South Korean president, Kim Dae-Jung. And actually, Kim Dae-Jung was not very popular, okay? That's a kind of myth that surrounds Korean history. And yes, he did a lot of good things, okay? Different video to talk about his accomplishments, but yes, he did a lot of good things, but he also did things that were not so good. And let's go to when he got elected in 1997. He was president from 1997 until 2002. The South Korean Constitution only permits a president to be in office for 5 years, and you can't run for re-election. Okay, Kim Dae-Jung was elected in 1997, and he had less than 50% of the vote. It was a three-way race. There were three different candidates. And Lee Jung, who was the conservative candidate, had 38% of the votes, okay? There was a third candidate, moderate candidate, ENJ, okay? He received the rest of the votes. It was about around 19% of the votes. Well, those votes, had ENJ not ran, those votes, almost all those votes would have went to Lee Jung, and Lee Jung would have won that presidential election in a landslide, okay? Okay. Let's talk about some of the things that Kim Dae-Jung did that were bad that shouldn't have happened, okay? First of all, the National Intelligence Service was collecting some valuable information on North Korean spies within South Korea. Also, they were collecting valuable intelligence on North Korea, but what Kim Dae-Jung had them do was redirect their task to help him win the Nobel Peace Prize. And basically, when Kim Dae-Jung won the Nobel Peace Prize, he basically nominated himself. Okay. Also, cabinet ministers didn't last long with Kim Dae-Jung. If they were lucky, they lasted about a year. Okay. He went through cabinet ministers like crazy. I mean, he just couldn't keep one because, and then also the situation with North Korea, Kim Dae-Jung just basically blamed the whole thing on President Bush. But President Bush was actually quite conciliatory towards Kim Dae-Jung and allowed Kim Dae-Jung to do the Sunshine Policy, even though President Bush himself was strongly opposed to it. Kim Dae-Jung was very cold anytime he had met President Bush, and the fact was the Sunshine Policy was just an ineffective policy, and Donald Kirk, who's a Princeton graduate, notes all this, okay? And that's just the thing that we need to note going into this presidential election that's going to happen on May the 9th. And everybody talks about that Kim Dae-Jung was a leftist and he was very popular and he had support from all the Korean people. But no, that was not the case at all. There were a lot of people that were opposed to Kim Dae-Jung, and it wasn't just in the Gyeongsang province. There were a lot of people around Korea that was opposed to Kim Dae-Jung and his soft line approach to North Korea. And then also Kim Dae-Jung had some corruption issues himself when he was president. And yes, he pardoned No Tae-woo and Chun Doo-won in the name of national reconciliation. He made the May 18th Museum in Gwangju the national cemetery, and that should have been done. And he did that. And the IMF bailout worked and it got Korea back on its feet economically, but as far as the approach with North Korea, it was just a horrible situation, and it put South Korea at risk. I mean, the border between North and South Korea was more open than usual. South Korean border guards complained to Kim Dae-Jung about this situation because they were scared that North Korea could take their section of South Korea over and Kim Dae-Jung not do much about it. Also, the 2002 clash in the West Sea, Kim Dae-Jung tried to cover a lot of that stuff up. And it was very disrespectful to the South Korean sailors who died. This is why I highly encourage people to go see the movie Northern Limit Line. So, anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.